Hey, ladies, welcome, welcome. My name's Trina, and I'm the owner at Trina Creative Designs, where I teach other creative ladies how to cut, paint, and sell their own wooden door hangers. But today, I'm going to be cutting a frame sign with you. We're going to be using a jigsaw, and we're going to be using a miter saw. We're going to just cut the pieces out today to get it prepared, and tomorrow we're going to be painting it and putting it together. And then Friday, we're going to be lettering on it. So we're going to have super fun with this sign on the next 3 days. I hope that you are here with me and you get some little nuggets to take away from these little lives that I'm doing with you. So let's get started. So this is a sign that needs to be at least 12, by 36. So, and as you hop on, tell me hello, drop down. Also, I'm using StreamYard. So go give StreamYard permission so when you comment, I can actually see who you are. It just allows StreamYard to see your Facebook profile, name, and picture, y'all. So nothing fishy about it. So I'm gonna be using, normally when I do my frame signs, I use 1.5 inch wood to do the actual framing part. But today I'm going to use a little bit of a wider wood. Hey, Michelle. Thank you so much for sprinkling. You're amazing. And good morning to you. Am I good? Can y'all see me clearly and can y'all hear me? Because I'm using my phone. I know you see my hand right now. And I'm working off of my LTE. Every time I use my phone, it's a hit and miss. So fingers crossed that everything's good. So comment, let me know if everything is good. Also, comment and let me know if you've ever made a frame sign before. Because if you have not, they are so much fun to make, y'all. So if you haven't made one yet, I hope that this inspires you and it motivates you to give it a go and try one out yourself. So I'm going to get my wood that I'm going to use for my actual framing part. You see, normally it has like a little tag on the ends of it that tells you, okay, so I'm going to be using, these are 1 by 3 by 8. So 8 is just, the length of it is 8 feet long. 1 is the thickness of it, so it's 1 inch thick. And then 3 is the width of it, so it's 3 inches wide. Everything seems to be okay so far. Okay, whew, fingers crossed, y'all. So since I want the sign to be 12 by 36, I'm going to give maybe about 2 inches. I'm not going to do it the whole 3 inches on each end because I don't want it, enormous. So I'm going to give maybe an extra 2 inches on the 12. And we're going to make it, 12, 13, 14 inches. And I'm going to write this down so I remember. And 36 inches wide or long, So 36, 37, 38. So we're going to make this 14 by 38. That way it gives us a little bit more room to do our lettering on, but it's not going to make it too big for the space that is needed. So now that we got that started, let's go over here, and I'm going to use for my base just my regular 1/4 inch tri-ply wood. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to measure up, and we're going to measure it to 14 inches right here. And I'm just going to go down and we're going to measure it, and we're marking off just little marks on here at 14 inches. So it's going to be 14 inches tall. But now that we do the 14 inches, what we're going to do is we will take off, you know what? No, I don't. I need to make that bigger. Because even if I put this 13 inch, this 3 inch wide board here, and then here, that's not going to be probably wide at all. So I'm going to go up to I'm going to go up to 16 inches, y'all. So we're going to go up to 16 inches with our height. So let me change that to 16. All right. I better take that. Those are the 12. I mean, 14 inches. So all I'm doing is I'm coming down and I'm marking off my 16 inches, y'all. Alright, so there's our 16 inches. And we need it to be 36 inches long. So we're going to come here and we're going to mark 36 inches. Come on, Lord. Wants to flop on me. Make sure your tape measure is straight because that can throw your measurements off if it's not straight. So now that we've got that done, now I'm going to go and I'm going to get, if you have like a square, and I've got one somewhere, here, we got, let's see. So I have this framing square here, so we can come here and we can line up our marks for our edge here. Make sure that it's straight everywhere. A little love bug. Alrighty, so there's that mark. And I've got to get that. That's straight. Alright. And now we're just going to kind of try to line this up the best that we can. And we're going to, can y'all see? Y'all can't even see. Hey, Miss Patricia. Good morning. We're going to take you down a little bit so y'all can kind of see. So now I'm just lining this up and we're going to start marking off our lines here. And y'all, I'm not one that has to have everything perfectly level. But I do try my best to get it as level as possible. Sometimes it just is hard for me, y'all. I struggle with it. I be on the struggle bus sometimes with this. All right, so there's our sign marked out now. And now I'm going to use my jigsaw to cut this out. Have y'all ever heard of the little black bugs that's called love bugs, y'all? Hey, Miss Susie. Well, we have had the most, like the hardest time with these love bugs. They are like covered our front porch. They're coming in this room here now. And we have done spray. I've did like a home remedy thing for them. And they just won't go away. But they are about to get the best of it. They're not bad right now, but give it probably around 11 or 12, and they will be like swarming everywhere, y'all. But all right, so got my jigsaw. I used a 20 TPI scroll cut Bosch blades, T-shape. That is so important. Use a T-shaped blade. And we're just going to go ahead and start cutting out our sign here, and then we will get our measurements for our actual framing part. I'm going to go ahead. So go ahead and cut this side. So here we go. So you may want to turn the volume down a little bit because this will probably be a little bit loud. We get the ladybugs upstairs in my room. Michelle, we've had ladybugs too, but nothing compared to these love bugs. They are little black. There was one crawling a while ago, but they're little tiny black bugs. They look like they have like a little orange body, but oh my goodness. Thank goodness they don't bite or anything, because if they did, we'll be in trouble. Ugh. All right. All right, so there's that cut. And now let me see if I can move this over this way so we can get this one. Now this is going to be a long cut, y'all. So, and I wish I would have had room to actually do this long cut going with the grain of my wood. That would have made my cut a lot smoother and wouldn't have probably no splintering at all. But being that I'm going to be cutting against the grain of my wood, I'm probably going to have a good bit of splintering. So I don't think my piece, I don't think it would have been long enough for me to do it this way. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be. No, so I didn't have no option. Didn't have a choice but to do it this way. So here we go. All right, so here is our sign here. Let me move this out of the way. Stick it right there for a minute. So here is our actual sign piece. Let's see, where did I cut off at? I do see that I've got a little bit crooked there. And then right here. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to skim this off really quick. All right. Now what I would do is I will just take my sander and sand down the edges real good. But I'm not going to do that live because that sander is really loud. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the length and stuff of our frame part. This is where we're going to use our miter saw. And I will move y'all up in just a second. Let me get this miter saw over here straight. And then we can turn it this way so y'all can kind of see that. How many of y'all are familiar with a miter saw? Who uses a miter saw on who? Hey ladies, welcome, welcome. Today we're making a frame sign. We just cut our base out using just my regular 1/4 inch wood. It's the same wood that I use to cut out my door hangers. So who's ever used a miter saw before? You have, Carla? I have not used it a whole bunch, but y'all look at all my wood over there, my pieces that I haven't done nothing with yet. But I have learned to really start to like it. Let me put y'all down right there like this. Okay, so now what we got to do is we got to figure out our measurements. We know that this is 36 inches long. I didn't add nothing to that, y'all. I even wrote it down on my board to be 38, and I still did 36. So I'm thinking of getting one. Miss Susie, oh my goodness. I really enjoy it, especially making frame signs. You, Miss Sherry, almost every day. Yes, I still cut this out to be 36 inches long, but that's okay. So we know we need one 36 inches long coming this way, and we need one 36 inches long on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our 1x3 here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark 36 inches off. And then we'll figure out what we need for the inside framing part. So let's go ahead and let's get 36 inches marked. Making sure my tape measures straight. So 36 inches. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark that off. Just like that. And now I'm going to put it over here on my miter saw, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece off. So, yeah, I think they're really fun, and they, like I said, they are really good for frame signs. Making sure everything's set on 0, my bevel is straight. Now, I like to just put it down and kind of see where my blade's going to go. And then I kind of like adjust it. And you want to make sure that your wood's, straight up against the back of your little things here, whatever they're called. So I will bring it over. Just kind of see if it's going to get my mark. And it is. Glad that didn't fall on my toe. All right, so there's one cut. Now let's go ahead. Now I can just put this here and mark it off, y'all, but sometimes that gives a little bit of extra. So I'm not going to do that. We're gonna stay legit with this thing, y'all. So let's measure out 36 again. There we go. And let's go ahead and make this cut. Let's see where our blade's at. We'll come over just a tab. All right. All right, so here is our 2 pieces for, oh, look at there, that knot just popped off, so I'm probably going to take that on that other side, put that downward. So now, y'all, we will try to figure out, well, Miss Susie, with you being in the scoop, getting a miter saw will probably help you with a lot of the projects that we do in there for our crafts. So what I like to do is I just lay my, like 1x2s most of the time, but I'm going to lay my 1x3s straight on top of my 1/4 inch wood here, which is my base. So what I would do is I would lay that here, get it level, and then I'm going to lay this on the top to where I want it, making sure that it's level and my 1/4 inch wood's not coming off the back, like showing off the edge of my woods. I may just take it up just a hair so my wood don't be showing. And then what I do is we're going to measure it in between here. Now, I'm sure there's another easier way to do this, a more professional way, in like taking like 36 inches, taking off, no, what did we do this with? What did we measure that with? We did what? We did 16. So, 16 inches, subtract, I guess, 6 inches off of it, we probably get what this centerpiece is, but I'm not going to do that, y'all. I'm just going to kind of like measure this here. So that's going to be about 11 1/8. So I'm going to come here, and we're going to measure 11 1/8. 1/8, whatever it's called. So right there. All right, so now I'm going to come here. We're going to cut it. All right, so let's just make sure. Perfect. All right, so let's do 11 1/8 on this as well. Okay, let's get this one cut. Now, let's put it there. Let's see. All right, y'all. So there is our wood frame. I will try to lift it up, but it might slide in on me. So this is how I make my frame signs. Like I said, normally I use my 1.5. I mean, not 1.5, 1x2. So this is normally what I use. It's a 1x2 for my actual framing. But with this particular one, they have a lot of farmhouse with their framework and stuff in their house. So I figured like the 1x3, just having a wider one would probably be more farmhousey for them. So that's why I've decided to use this. But now what I'm going to do now is I will come and I will sand all of this down and get it really smooth. And I'm going to paint it and everything before I actually put it together. You keep losing me. Oh, no, Miss Terry. I'm so sorry, y'all. Maybe the replay would be a little bit better if you're having issues. But I like to paint mine before I actually put it together. So tomorrow I'm going to hop on here with y'all. We're going to stain the framing part, and then we're going to antique the base here with white and a little bit of like, just give it like a farmhouse feel. And then we will actually put it together. Then Friday we're going to, I don't know. I may wait and put it together after I letter it. So then I can kind of really see exact, like have more room. I don't know what step we're going to take with that. We may letter it before we actually put it together, but we will see. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed this. So I'm going to get my booty to sanding so I can have this ready for us to paint tomorrow. So y'all be sure to hop on here. Tomorrow I have a painting tutorial in the Scoop at 11 o'clock. So I'm thinking probably around 4-ish, y'all. I didn't get to come live yesterday because, y'all, I must have been like exhausted. I laid down and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake back up until it was after 5 o'clock. So I was like, well, and then we had to do supper. So I was like, can't do live tonight. So I've got to make up for that live because remember, I'm doing 30 lives in 30 days. And that's not like 30 consistent days. I've just got to get 30 lives in within 30 days is what the challenge is. So I've got to make up for those days that I've missed. I've missed 2 so far. So this afternoon, probably around 4-ish. No, because I got to take Eli to get football pants. Ugh. Sometime this afternoon, I'm going to be back live here and we're going to make those ghosts. So be sure to just be checking in and seeing. Thank you, Miss Donna. Hey, hey. Checking in. You're losing me too, Miss Mary. Yeah. Sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. And I'll give you at least a 30 minutes heads up on when I'll be live again. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have not played around, if you've got a miter saw and you haven't played around with it, get out there, play around with it, get to know it, get the feel of it, just like you have to do with everything else. Get the feel of it and make you a friend sign. I promise you, you will love it once you do it for the first time. You'll be addicted to it. All right, ladies, I'll see y'all later on this afternoon. Y'all have a great day.